Hey everybody, I just made a long video and found out I wasn't recording. It's always fun when I do that. Oh well, it is what it is, right? So, what was I talking about? Oh, gaslighting for one. I mean, when you have people gaslighting you, it makes you doubt your own reality because you're never really sure if what you think happened actually happened, you know? Because everyone's been telling you that you didn't see that. That's not how it happened. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to meet you at 2. I was supposed to meet you at 3. That kind of thing. You know, even though you could swear they said 3. Or whatever. You know, but you defer to them. You defer to them all the time. So you let them make your decisions. You let them tell you what the reality is and shit. Oops, stuff. And then pretty soon, you don't want to make any decisions because you're not quite sure what's right. You're not quite sure you're choosing the right thing. You know, at first I'm thinking, oh man, I must be a Gemini or something. I can't seem to make a decision these days to save my life. I must have a lot of Gemini in my chart. I go looking, no, not a lot of Gemini. No Gemini at all. Of course, I do have 4 planets and my south node in the 3rd house. So there's that. 3rd house is about communications. You know, I'm a big talker. But, you know, as decisive as I used to be, as sure of myself as I used to be, it didn't take long. Like, this happens to me periodically. I kind of catch on and I kind of take off and I don't associate with anyone for a long time. And then I let them back in my life and it gets 50 times worse, you know? It really does get so much worse. And it got to the point where, I mean, I was seriously debilitated. I couldn't make a decision. I wasn't sure about myself. And I would defer to someone else. And that's just kind of wrong. You know, especially when you're as independent as I am. You know? You don't want to have to rely on anyone else. You really don't want anyone else there, normally. Except for when you want to make a decision, you want, to ask someone else's opinion on it, Well, nope, not anymore. I'm done with all that. I'm about as, they had me, a bunch of people had me convinced I was crazy, that I should be on medications, I had an ex, called an MIW on me. They came, see, I was trying to leave him, and he knew it, and he found out what hotel I was in. He gave the cops the number and told them that I was a danger to myself and others, and I wasn't taking my meds. And they came and arrested me and took me to the hospital and put me in a rubber room. I promise you they did. All you have to do is say that someone is a threat to themselves or others, and they get locked up for a 48-hour hold. Unless, of course, you're me, and you've had to deal with Funny Farm before, and you know exactly what to say and exactly how to act so that you don't have to do the whole 48 hours. They let me out in like 20 minutes after I talked to, the next day after the doctor finally came in. But I'll tell you what, if you go off and say, that bastard had me locked up, I'm not on medications, because I wasn't, and he was just fabricating a story because, he's a narcissist and they know the ins and outs of everything. They just do. They know it all. You wouldn't think, I wouldn't have thought that guy, my ex, knew all that. How to call MIWs on people and all that stuff. But turns out he was an expert at that kind of stuff. And believe me, if you have a narcissist in your life, they're an expert on cloning your phone. No lie. Putting cameras in your car, in your bathroom, broadcasting it to the neighborhood, they don't care. Especially if they're done with you and they want to really hurt you. They will do that in a heartbeat. They don't care. They want to see you hurt. That's how they get their supply. When you're hurt, it makes them feel powerful because they were able to do that to you. It's a sick, twisted game. A really, really twisted game. However, it's a game that's played all day, every day. And all narcissistic abuse is domestic violence. It truly is. Just because they're verbally abusing you doesn't mean they're not going to ramp it up later. Doesn't mean that it's not just as heinous, if not more so sometimes, than actual laying hands on you. You know what I mean? It can be so debilitating. And they make you think that you cannot do anything without them. You know, you have to defer to them for guidance in every situation. And you don't make enough money to take off by yourself. And if you tried to take off by yourself, you'd be leaving him in hot water. And how could you do that to him? They play on your empathy. Because most likely you're highly empathetic. Narcissists love that. They love it when you're highly empathetic, because then they can easily get it over on you and then play against your emotions to make you feel bad about it. When actually they're abusing you all along. And you're just not seeing it for what it is because of betrayal blindness, which is truly a real thing. I mean, once you've been betrayed every day of your life, you don't even see it. You don't even see it for what it is. It's heinous. It's so bad. Anyway, that looks like a little cool place to go in there and sit down. But, you know, it was done to me my whole life. And I'm telling you what, using somatic releasing, breathing exercises, the CPTSD was real. I don't remember one day of my life I didn't have it extremely bad. In fact, I told my kids, never tickle mommy. Never, never, never tickle mommy. Because I was afraid I was going to haul off and hurt them. You know, if something sneaks up behind me, I just go off. I don't even think to see what it is first. Shoot. So that was like first rule of the house. Don't tickle me, because you never know what's... Yeah, I didn't tell them why. You know, I just told them they cannot do that. That's not to do. Never do that. So anyway, if these things sound like something you might have been through, you really need to check your relationship. And, you know, don't just run willy-nilly unless you really have someplace to run to. You might want to make sure they're not a narcissist first, because if it's been happening to you all your life, most likely all you have in your life are narcissists. That was my case. And I've seen it happen to a lot of others too. You know, once they've gotten their paws in your money and they got you trained just right, they don't really want to let you go, you know? They make it look like you can't live without them, but that's not really the case, because most times they're either lazy or just needing supply. Things are getting tough out there all over. People are waking up to these narcissists, and they're cutting them out of their lives. And normally, a narcissist would have people to run to, you know, because they always set that stuff up. You know, they disappear every once in a while if you haven't noticed. And when they do, they're out securing their next place to go. They never walk away from you empty-handed without some place to go. So don't you do that either. Don't think you have something set up and then turns out you don't, you know, because going back would be the worst thing. Let me tell you. It would be the worst thing. It just would. Because then it's even 50,000 times harder to get away from them the second time. In fact, my ex had to die. I don't think I would have ever gotten away from him if he didn't die. So, it's that bad. I went back and I should have never done that. Anyway, I didn't know about narcissists. I knew he was abusive. But, you know, I didn't realize I was trauma bonded. And boy, was I trauma bonded. I really was. And, you know, if you look in your birth chart, if you're wondering how you're going to support yourself, look in your birth chart. Your birth chart, a lot of times, will tell you 10th house and the ruler of the 10th house in another house, that kind of stuff. You know, it clearly pointed to communications or writing in my chart. And I thought, well, I guess I could do that. And I've been trying to learn to do it for 5 years. I've had a lot of channels, and I still haven't learned to edit, which I guess I got to put a lot more effort towards. Anyway, there's my girl. Hi, pup. Where's your leash? Oh, you still got it. Good. Good girl. Anyway, this place is gorgeous. Just on the other side of that little peaked hill over there, there's a gorgeous campsite. Oh, so pretty. And they have the most gorgeous rocks. I like collecting sticks. Anyway, maybe someday I'll show you guys what I do with them. Yeah, I think I will. But not until they're all done. I make runes, too, with the rocks that I get. Oh, they're gorgeous. Stunning. Anyway, maybe I'll do a rune reading someday. I'll bet you I'm pretty good at it. I mean, I know I am because I do it for myself and I'm pretty damn good at it. Anyway, I gotta quit the cussing. That's another thing on my list. I'm in my Mercury Mahadasha. I gotta quit the cussing. Yeah, Mercury don't like that. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna see if this even recorded because I haven't looked at the phone one time. I'm just wandering around having a great time out here. If y'all like to wander the desert, y'all should come on out because it's so quiet out here. I mean, I'm really close to Kingman right now, but normally I go down into these valleys, and it's so quiet. I find myself whispering because I don't want to interrupt the beautiful silence. I mean, you can hear the blood going through your veins. It's so quiet. It's amazing, the absence of insects. So cool. The only thing there ever is my dog. If she sees an airplane, she'll start barking. But other than that, that's all I hear down there. It's so quiet. I love it there. Anyway, I'm too close to the big city right now, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So, y'all take care. Know that I love you. Don't let one slip by you. They are so dang sneaky. Sly, sneaky, underhanded MFs. Let me tell you. So, take care of yourself. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.